What's going on, friends? Back again with another video. Let's get into it. Okay, so we are still on the mission of trying to extend the life of the vehicle. Now, it has come to my attention that certain aspects of the vehicle's health have been compromised. The cooling system is messed up. The engine shakes. Horrible. And this has all been since, 2-3 months ago? About 3 weeks ago, there was an issue, and the car didn't start up. Evidently, the coolant started to boil. I waited a while, took the cap off, and evidently I didn't wait long enough. I could hear it boiling, and it boiled up quick. So I threw the cap back on there, and I waited a few hours and rechecked it. Well, in addition to it not starting up, it was hesitating at stops. It acted like it wanted to shut off. So I did almost a full tune-up. I changed all spark plugs, and I managed to switch out 3 of the ignition coils. However, there was still another issue with it not starting up right away. So I'm checking the oil, and it's like really, really dirty. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that sound, that vibration is coming from it not getting enough oil up to the pistons, to the walls of the pistons. So I changed the oil. Let me back up first. The first thing I did was I added some fuel additive. Whatever was going on with the vehicle, it made it worse. So I will not be recommending that fuel additive until I can properly vet it, or just come to the conclusion that it's not going to work regardless of what I do. So after that, waited a few weeks. It got worse. The problems got worse. So fast forward, I changed the oil. I changed the oil filter. It cranked up, but it ran lousy. And then we had a cold snap. One night, it got really, really cold. The next morning, wouldn't start up. So I had to let it sit for a while. After letting it sit, it decided it wanted to start up. Now, in the process of all this, my fuel economy plummeted. It went down to a whole 16.0. It's slowly been climbing up over the past few months, but I literally mean it's been coming back up over the past few months. It's still under 17. Matter of fact, we can find out exactly what it is when I crank it up. But outside of the fuel economy, I have a coolant problem and electrical problem. The electrical problem, I'm still not sure of. I hate electrical problems, but I'm going to have to deal with it. I am going to have to deal with it. I'll drop my darn key. Okay, so I changed the oil. Like I said, changed the oil filter, used the Fram titanium oil filter. So far, it's been running, but it's running real ragged. Then, of course, I did a tune-up, changed the spark plugs, and I was able to change 3 of my ignition coils, and that seemed to help it out, but it's still not quite right. It's just not right. So, at this point, sometimes it'll start up, sometimes it won't. Then the heater, not the heater coil, but the tip gauge. You know what? I'll show you. I'm doing all this talking instead of just showing you. Okay, it started up. Now, the car's been sitting for about 2-3 hours. And you see where it's at, where the temperature gauge is. Let's see. Okay, so over the past few weeks, it's went from 16.0 to 16.5, 16.7. Then it dropped to 16.6, went up to 16.8, dropped back down to 16.6. I added a little antifreeze earlier today, and now it's at 16.9. Now, at some point, I'm gonna have to get some more gas. Oh yeah, and I changed gas. You know me, I'm good for changing gas stations. So I've been using Shell gas for the past tank of gas that I had. 87 Shell. Fun fact, I heard a YouTuber say that gum out, I believe it is, has an ingredient in it that is also used by Shell for their gasoline. So, I don't know about going out getting gum out all the time, but hey, if it's got the same main ingredient that the Shell gas has, I'd just switch over to Shell. But, I wouldn't be a good reviewer if I just stuck with what I know works. In the case of fuel additives, of course it's going to work with a top tier gas, but what about other gas stations, service stations, other gas stations that don't have top tier gas? So, there is a sloshing. Can I say that? It sounds like the car is sloshing. You know how you get mouthwash in your mouth and you start swishing it around? That's how it sounds right now. I don't know if the mic is picking that up. And of course you can hear that vibrating. I revved it a little bit, and this is what happened. So it went from half an increment to almost half the whole dial range. And I haven't went anywhere. All I did was give it a little gas, and now the meter is almost at half, which is normally where it's at after you've been driving for a while, and you know the car is warmed up. But the car is not warmed up. So that being said, and of course the idle was low. Well, my work is still not done. I've got some more investigating to do in order to get this car right. Not only do I want it to run, I want it to run almost as good as it was when it rolled off the factory floor. So, that being said, I have work to do. I will keep you posted, and hopefully, I'll see you out on the road.